We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Close. Good morning. Welcome to the last day of soybean harvest 2020. Awesome. Barring any major problems, but I think we'll be fine. Loading up a tank of fuel to take down to Berkey there, and then we're going to head down. Phil is already gone with our other semi-truck, the third truck to get down there. So we've got 140-ish acres to do today. We should be able to get it done, no problem. So the beans were super dry last night when we were finishing up, like 9.5%. So we may be able to get started a little bit early this morning, maybe in that 10 o'clock time frame. So that's good. If that's the case, we'll get done early tonight. Cool. So, all right, I'll see you in Berkey. Made it down here. It's going to be windy today. It's supposed to be pretty nice, though, and it was warmer today. I didn't even put a coat or a sweatshirt on. Anyway, Phil has got trucks emptied from last night. He is taking one load in here this morning. And look, we got beans in a bin. We got like a load of beans in, and the bin's half full. Not quite, but it's only a 5,000 bushel bin, so 5 semi-loads is it. But anyway, we're going to head over to the field where the combine is. I got a little bit of work to do to the bean head before we get started today, and honestly, I think we can start combining beans. As dry as they were last night and as windy as it is right now, time to go. So over the course of the fall harvest here, I've broken a number of these fingers off from the center feed drum. So I wanted to take this cover off, and I got a few. I've got 4 of them that I can replace, but I want to get all the broken ones out of there so that they're not rolling around in there damaging stuff. And it's not a critical thing. You don't necessarily have to have all of those fingers there to harvest and do a good job, but I'm getting enough of them broken now that I just wanted to replace a few. So I'm gonna see what we got. Oh, we got a mess in there, broken pieces. I'm gonna get all the broken stuff out. We'll put as many in as I can, and we'll run it, and then we'll fix it right before wheat harvest next year. Well, as it turns out, it wasn't actually the fingers that were broken. There's 5 of them there that are good. It's the mounts. There was 2 broken fingers, but these plastic mounts were breaking. I think once one of the other fingers broke and it was rolling around inside there, and it started beating on them, and oh well. So I got to get some more mounts. I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm going to put the covers back on. We're going to run it today because we only got one more day left, and it was running fine yesterday. I just was trying to make it run a little better, so yeah, that's all right. We'll get them. Okay, let's get to it. We got to jump across the road right here. Look, Phil's back emptying the grain cart from last night. So this is going to be a touch tricky here because you see those electric wires, telephone wires, the bottom ones. I don't think I can get under them with the top of the grain tank open. So we're going to have to get across and under them and then open it up and go. And we're going to run some beans over, but it's okay. We'll survive. Definitely would not have made it with the covers open, but we're under it now. We did run over some beans. Whoops. We're gonna drop the head and go here though. So opening things up. All right, I am getting this field opened up, getting my angle started here. So I got this kind of half pass here. Conditions are much different than they were last night. I'm getting it cleaned up now, but my loss was a lot higher than that. And our beans have picked up 2 points of moisture overnight. We're between 11.5 and 12. Last night we were down to 9.5 on them last loads. But look at my grain tank. Poddy. They're really poddy. And so I think we probably ended up with the beans are still just a little tough. This is what happens when you start a little early in the morning. So I think what I did was sped up the rotor and close the concave, and that seems to have made a big difference in my loss. It probably also made a big difference in my sample quality. I just I already had the window covered before I made those changes. So we'll unload up here into the cart and then check it again and see if we got them cleaned up a little bit. Well, I'm having a hard time getting these cleaned up still. I've got the loss better, or down, so that's okay, but I'm still getting a lot of pods in the tank. Can't show you right now because I just unloaded, but well, they'll get better. I don't know if it's really that maybe they were a little tough when we started here, although it's 11:30, it's sunny and windy. That shouldn't be the case anymore. This is a different variety than we were in yesterday. That could also be a part of it. So I don't know, we'll see. There's a fair amount of these out here, but it does switch varieties over on the other side of this field, so we'll know when we get to there if it changes instantly that that was the issue. So, but I'm just getting these kind of short rows in front of this here done, and then right there's a corner, and our rows go back another quarter of a mile, so they'll be half-mile long rows, and we're gonna get those back end rows opened up here. Not as good of beans over here either. Spots are good, but we're averaging around 45, and it's, look at the yield map here, you can see there's a big hole in the center of this field that's just not good. And if you watched yesterday's video, you remember me saying that there was some soil type differences that were going to show up in this field, and we're seeing them already. I just got an air message about my charge air pressure being hot, and anytime I've gotten that air message before, it's been that rotary screen on the engine and the radiator getting plugged up from either not turning or something being wrong. So I went out and checked. Seems fine. The engine is not running warm. It's actually quite cool, but it is warm outside, and it was hot up there, and I don't know. Maybe I'm pushing it a little too hard today. Well, we're doing pretty good. Moving across here. Our grain cart's full, so I'm going to get it and get it emptied. Phil did take a load in a little bit ago, but we need to fill a bin, so I'm sure that he's going to want to start taking these back to the farm. Was hoping to clean the pods up a little better than we are, because I don't like putting potty beans in the bin. It can cause trouble when we're bringing them out, but I guess it'll be okay. They are better than they were, so I don't know. I think it's a couple of things, but the variety and the soil type on this farm making this difficult. Okay, I know it's dusty over here, but can you see any difference in these beans through here? Visually, they look fine. They look the same. They're not any different than the rest of this field. But look at my yield monitor. Well, now it jumped back up. Okay, fine. Look at my yield map. Look at this purple area that we're in. That's that soil type change that I was telling you is there. They're just terrible. They're 30. You see in the 20s a fair amount, low 30s. And it's subtle in the field and the way that it looks and the color of the ground when you do tillage and stuff, but it's clear as day on the yield map where the soil type boundaries are. I mean, that is just wow. So we get in the back there and the yield jumps back up, but this big purple area is gonna hurt, and it's gonna continue all the way across there. Basically, the yellow areas of that background map are the areas that are historically the poorest yielding, and orange areas are better. So yeah, gonna follow it pretty darn close, it looks like. Still, what are we at? 43 average. Nothing like saving the worst for last, right? Well, what are you gonna do? So I've definitely noticed if I start pushing my speed too much, like what I was running yesterday, I'm getting hot. This, no, you can't see this very good. That's better. That bar on the left there is a power indicator, and if I'm pushing it consistently right on the green-yellow line or into the yellow, my temperature there, the center one, goes up, and I'll eventually will get the warning saying that the charge pressure is, charge air temperature is too high. So we're not running quite as fast, going 4.5 instead of 5.5 miles an hour today. So it's going to take us a little longer, but that's okay. We've already got almost 57 acres done. There's 40 left in this field and about 40 in the next field over. So we're down to about 80 acres of beans to go. I don't know if you can see it, but right here, those two rows that are a little closer together, that is the split row for the varieties. One variety that we've been in there, different variety here. So we're going to watch pretty closely here to see if our yield changes, one, And if our sample gets cleaner too, because I'm running on an angle, obviously I'm already in some here on the back end, and look, there's yellow showing up on my yield map that has not been there all day. So automatically I'm gonna say, yep, these ones are gonna be better, but we'll find out how much here as we keep working across. And I don't know, it almost looks like there's another variety at a couple rounds over there, or maybe Phil planted around the outside and filled, so we might have a little more of them over there. I don't really know, but we're gonna see if it changes here. They've held pretty steady at 43 bushel average all the way through, but they're not nearly as consistent in this field, obviously, as what they had been, because we've got good beans and crappy beans. And look at that soil type difference. Wow. Yeah, varieties, unbelievable makes a difference here. So first difference is, look at this yield map. So where it was purple, it's now reds and oranges. Where it was oranges and reds, it's now yellows with a few greens peppered in there, but mostly yellow. The yield has jumped probably 10 bushel to the acre just from the variety change. I'm also able to drive faster. These beans are a little bit shorter. They're not taking as much power, so we're back up to 5.5 miles an hour from our 4.5 that we had to run in that other one. And our sample looks better. There's still a few pods, but not too many. It's night and day difference between those two. Good thing I only had 2 boxes of that variety, and I think I planted 8 boxes of this one. So you win some, you lose some. At least I got the ratio right and didn't plant more of the other variety. So we'll scratch that one from the list of things to plant next year, and we're almost done with this field. What do we got here? 81 done, 15 to go, and then another 40. So we're getting close. Look at this. So this is my field average. We're up to 44.3. It was 43 even when we switched varieties. This round is averaging almost 54. Just unbelievable difference that variety change made. And yeah. So now I'm kicking myself a little bit, and basically what we've learned here is that I cost our farm $7,500. 75 acres, 10 bushel difference, $10 beans. Yeah, that one hurts, but that's why you plant different varieties and not all of the same. Had I planted all of those other ones, I wouldn't have known that, right? So you diversify your risk a little bit, plant different varieties, different maturities, and it's all about averages. And the average is going to be okay. Okay, there's the last piece of the wedge in this field. Our average climbed to 2 bushel an acre after we switched varieties, which was maybe 10 acres. I guess it was close to 20 acres. It was 75 when we switched. Out of the 96 though, so impressive how much better those ones were. Let's see what it says here. Yeah, 10 bushel difference. All right. Well, we're down to one field, about 42 acres to go. Had to stop and unload the grain cart here. Anybody remember that spot right there? I'll give you a hint. This field was corn last year. It's where we finished last year. Finished the corn here, exactly where we're finishing the beans now. Right there's where the combine sat when my unloading auger was out when we were fixing it. If you haven't seen that video, it's a pretty good one. You could go back and watch it from last fall. I think it's number 38. I'm not real sure. But yeah, that was... Thank goodness we haven't had any problems like that this fall. You guys, I'm starting to run out of snacks. My chips are almost gone. I've got a whole pile of trash down there. It's a good thing soybean harvest is about over. I'm going to have to reload for corn. Although Dad will probably run the combine more in corn than I will, so I'm getting desperate here. I have not had a regular good meal in like 3 days. Yeah, I didn't eat lunch or dinner yesterday. I have not had lunch or dinner today. I don't remember the last actual meal I've had. What are you gonna do? I know you can't tell because you're looking through my dirty combine windows, but how do they keep that combine so clean? It's like shiny. Looks good. Got a little thin spot here. We had some water set on this field when we got that big flood back in the spring. Nice looking combine. I think that one's pretty new. I don't know exactly, but those guys there, they had a combine burn up in wheat harvest. Look at the dust. Can't see it. Now it's dirty. Now it's race, and I'm winning. I started out way behind. Well, we are in the home stretch. 7.8 acres. Oh, it's getting close. We're gonna make it before dark tonight. 6 o'clock now. Take us about less than a half an hour to finish this. Awesome. All right, guys, I'm getting a little nervous here. So I'm starting to feel something. I don't know, maybe you can even see the camera shaking a little bit. Something doesn't feel right. And I just got out of the cab and went and looked around, tried to listen and see stuff running slow if I could find anything, and I can't. I didn't see anything obvious. I didn't see anything that looks bad. I have a bad feeling. We are down to 6 acres. We're going to try like heck to get done here, but I'm afraid something's going to shake apart on me or something. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Well, my vibration kind of seems to come and go a little bit. It's still doing it some, but not as bad as it was. I don't know. It does have just this weird growl a little bit. We might have a bearing going out somewhere, but I got 2.5 acres left, so we're going to finish this, and then when we switch combine over to corn, we're going to look things over real well. See if we can't figure out what's going on. I could be just losing my mind because I don't have the radio on or anything else, but I don't know. Generally, my experience is if your gut says something's wrong, something's wrong. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Close. We're not, however, gonna make it in this pass. Too wide. Last soybeans, 2020 soybean harvest. Oh, it's feeling good to be done. There they are. Done. Sweet. Okay. Wow. So today is October 10th. Last year we started soybean harvest on October 8th. We're so far ahead of last year's pace, which last year was terrible. Don't mistake that. But it's good. That is very, very good. The other good thing is I think our corn is going to be drier. I know it's going to be drier than last year. But drier than we've seen in a few years, which means corn harvest should go a little bit quicker too. We do have a lot of acres to do, so that's going to take a while, but man, we're, I guess, not quite half done with harvest, but essentially at the halfway point here, and that is a good thing. So, plan for the rest of the night here. We're going to unload this into the grain cart. We're going to drop the head. We're going to get the head in the combine, move back to the farm, which is right over there. And we may or may not dig the corn head out and start getting the combine switched over and ready for corn. Hopefully tomorrow we're going to shell corn, but we got to figure out what's going on here and why we seem to have a little vibration. So that's the plan.
Phil's unloading this truck here. We're getting the bin filled up. Got about a ring yet. Can't see anything. That truck's just a little over half full, so I think it will fit in here. There's no distributor in this bin. I think it's only 21 foot diameter. It's small enough that we don't need a spreader or anything like that, like we've got in our bins up at Waldron. Getting fuller. Oh, I think the truck's empty. Big fit. Bin's full. Okay, well, we're getting everything moved out of the field. Phil's bringing the last truck back right now that is still loaded. We're going to have to haul that one in tomorrow. I'm running out of daylight, so I don't think we're going to work on the combine too much tonight. I'm just trying to clean stuff up a little bit before we go, and we'll come down tomorrow and get everything ready for corn. There's the corn head, though. Right where I left it last fall when we got done. I think it should be good to go. We need to check the oil level in the gearboxes and a few minor things, but it's about a half-hour job, not something that's going to take us very long. Okay, guys, I'm on my way home. Have a great night. Thanks for watching. We're done with beans. Awesome. So awesome to be done with beans already. And I cannot tell you enough how great that feels. And our crops were great. You know, ended on kind of a low note there with them last couple of fields of beans today, being in the mid 40s, but it is what it is. Overall, we averaged in the high 50s, and after having the expectations that I did of, you know, be lucky to get to 50, I'm happy. We did really well. So hopefully the corn's a pleasant surprise as well. But I'm quite certain that the field that we're going to start in is going to be pretty bad. So come back tomorrow to see us getting the combine ready. I will show you as much of that as I can of what needs to be done to the combine to switch it from beans to corn, and what all we're going to do. We'll get the corn head hooked up, and we will be shelling corn tomorrow, provided I don't find something major wrong with the combine there. But I anticipate being in the field shelling corn tomorrow, so check in for that. Hit that like button for me, and if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please do. What are you waiting for? I know that over half of you still have not subscribed to my channel, and I would really appreciate it if you did. Let's get up to 15,000 here before the end of harvest, and we'll go from there. So have a great night. We'll see you guys tomorrow. If you got any questions, comments, leave them down below, and I will answer them for you as best that I can. Or if there's anything you want to see, let me know what you guys want to see in these videos, because I feel like I get in the combine and it's the same thing over and over, and it's kind of actually boring, even though it's the most busy, exciting time of the year. So I don't know. Let me know. Talk to you guys later.